Welcome to Cal's Report. This is episode 1 of Steam Showdown, where the dice determines what we play next. I had 5 hours to get my impressions of Robot Entertainment's Orcs Must Die. Is it worth your time? Let's start with narrative. The draw here is minimal, but that's to be expected from a game that's literally just about slaughtering orcs who are, may I point out, simply assumed to be the bad guys without further explanation. All we know is that the orcs must die, and I'm beginning to question the moral grounds of that assertion. Perhaps the endgame will tell more, but what am I saying? This isn't a narrative-driven game, it's a tower defense, so let's get to the mechanics. The victory condition is simple. Kill each wave of orcs from 3 to 12 waves before they reach your portal, usually located on the other side of the map. You can have one or multiple portals, and each orc is assigned a point value, and when they enter your portal health, as it were, is decreased by that point value. Once it reaches 0, you're kaput. The game progresses through a series of levels that increase in complexity by adding entry doors where orcs can enter, multiple floors, and varied enemy types such as flying, fire-spitting beasts, to mini-boss-like bullet sponge ogres that give you carpal tunnel. Oh yeah, that's right. Although from the start you're rewarded the decision to choose between melee and ranged attacks, your health decreases so quickly, melee becomes a last resort. Yet because your crossbow releases a single bolt per mouse click, if you don't want to contract an early case of arthritis, hopefully you have a third-party mouse repeater to preserve future you. The difficulty of this game level to level is determined by the amount and type of meat bags that populate it. If you don't place your traps for optimum orc shredding, you're likely to become overrun due to the timeout window in each trap. As I understand it, the difference between the difficulty settings is the amount of damage each orc can take before they decide to take a sweet little nap in Orc Dreamland. So if you want to play the game as it's meant to be played, I suggest leaving it on normal. The variety of traps provides something for each situation, from spike traps, floor scorchers, and spring tiles to arrow walls, ceiling-mounted tenderizers, even to human archers or paladin champions. Despite experimenting, however, I found myself gravitating to the same few effective traps that combined well together: brimstone and arrow walls for corridors, scorchers at the back, and spring push traps for levels that needed a little flavor in their lava soup. For a game focused on its traps, you won't get more satisfaction than from a team of ogres who flail from a spring-loaded trap into a vat of blistering lava, giving your pointer finger a brief respite from its grilling charade. Oh yes, that's one more thing. You accumulate points based on a rating you receive at the end of a level, which you can allocate to upgrade a trap to affect more enemy types, increase its range, or reduce its overall cost. Moving on to atmosphere, the color palette is vibrant and cheeky, unashamedly donning the vestments of its cliché medieval fantasy genre, but in doing so adding years to the longevity of its visuals. The character models and animations are nothing to write home about, but the cartoony realism the small team chose and stuck with has added years to a game which holds up in 2018 among other Pixar-esque titles of various genres. The sound effects get the message across, but the feedback from non-trap combat is lacking any kind of real punch or blowback that might give the impression you're doing real damage. The music is a blend of studio-baked orchestral vocals and electric guitar power chords that provide just enough impending doom to remind you of the imminent peril of being overrun. I'm not gonna lie, I grew up headbanging, so I enjoy the bass and shred-driven soundtrack, though some may find it uninspired. So who is this game for? If you enjoy other third-person RTS tower defense experiences such as Dungeon Defenders, Sanctum, or Pixel Junk Monsters, you probably don't mind a little whimsy, so this one is right up your alley. Alternatively, if you're geared towards narrative, can't stand overbearing sarcasm, or don't want to spend $5 to $10 on something you'll likely beat in less time than it takes to bake a turkey, skip this one until it appears as a rogue element in a Humble Bundle you purchased 2 years ago and totally forgot about until now. It was fun though. So, what do you think? Would you like to see more videos in the series? Let me know. Until next time, Calzin out.